Hello, it's Denise, Minty Green Mama, and today I wanted to do a little video about reading with playing cards or playing card divination. Just please excuse the giant mess over here. If you've watched some of my other videos, you might know that I'm doing a big purge. I'm letting go of a lot of my stuff, and it's still I'm still in the process of sorting it out, so it's still there, but I didn't want to wait till I was done to do this video. So this is reading with playing cards. I have been using the system developed by Ana Cortez in her book, The Playing Card Oracles, with the deck, The Playing Card Oracles, illustrated by her father, C.J. Freeman. Ana Cortez has a really wonderful YouTube channel. It goes really into detail about her system of reading the playing cards. I really recommend that. This series that I'm hopefully going to do is going to be about how I've been learning to read with playing cards, because I'm not an expert by any means. I just started a few months ago, but I really love this, and how I've been using it with tarot and a few other things that I've kind of discovered on my own path to reading playing cards. So that's what I want to talk about. But this is just kind of like a brief a brief introduction to this system and how I've kind of been understanding it. I previously, there's a lot of different ways to read playing cards, so this could be really different than what you might be used to if you've already learned how to read playing cards. I actually have another book on reading or divination with playing cards that attributes different meanings to the cards than this system. And I signed up for an online workshop, which seemed really awesome, but I never finished it because I just didn't click with it. And so this was the system that finally clicked with me. So I wanted to share it. This, like I said, it's a Playing Card Oracles by Ana Cortez. It's a really thick book, really nice. It kind of goes into each card with a little, I mean, I wish there was more information about the cards because there's about like a page, but it also goes into, what I really like about this book is it goes into detail about each of the suits, about suit combinations. It goes into each of the individual cards and kind of like the card personalities. It does a little section on geomancy using playing cards, which is super fun, and I'm really excited to do that more because that was something that was really new to me. I hadn't ever used geomancy. I knew that it was a form of divination, but I hadn't really used it. I didn't really know much about it, and it's really cool because playing cards just are really just kind of work with geomancy so well. So it was really fun to learn about that. And then there's a little section, there's different readings, and then there's a little section in the back here about like the history, a little bit about the history of playing cards, which I found really interesting. So one of the things, let me find my other deck. One of the things I like about reading playing cards is because they're so accessible. I think it's so great to have, like, I'm so blessed to have so many decks and so many really high quality and wonderful and expensive decks. And that's really nice. But I think it's so nice to be able to just read with something that's a little bit more common that you can get your hands on really easily, that you don't have to spend a lot of money on, and that you can find almost anywhere you go. Like at the drugstore, the gas station probably has playing cards. I got these really cute playing cards with little unicorns on them, and they're just basic. Oh, that's my double-sided one. They're just basic cards. They have a little bit different color scheme on the court cards, but they're just basic cards. But they have this cute unicorn. They were like $4. They're regular bicycle brand, and that's just, you know, it's great. And then I don't worry about messing them up because, you know, like if I shuffle them, if I bend a card, you know what? I'm not as invested in like this particular deck. Although I know there's expensive card decks out there, don't get me wrong, but I'm not as invested in this particular deck. So even though I wouldn't go out of my way to like hurt it, I think it's nice to not worry about that. And also I could pick up any deck and be able to read the same system. And because you're going based off of, in the system, like the element of the deck and the number of the deck, you could pick up any deck of playing cards and be able to read with it. Whereas I feel like with tarot, oh, you can pick up a deck and read with it, but I think sometimes the different images kind of flavor the way that the readings turn out. Whereas with playing cards, like it's kind of like the six of spades is the six of spades, as long as you are reading within the same system. So getting back to my point, I guess I kind of wandered away there for a minute. This particular system was a little bit challenging for me to kind of understand at first, coming from a background of tarot reading, because in my head, I had attributed certain tarot suits to the playing card suits. And in my mind, let me see if I can think about this. So in my mind, I thought pentacles were diamonds and swords were spades, clubs, or wands were clubs, and hearts were cups. Cups were hearts. You know, I'm just getting it all backwards here. So that's how I thought that it was going to go, reading with playing cards. And I was a little surprised, and I was very happy eventually to learn that this is an entirely different system. So this is not take from tarot cards in any way. This is its own system as developed by Anna Cortez and C.J. Freeman, and I was very happy to learn about this. And let's see. So in this system, they have attributed the different suits to different elements, and so you go a lot based on the elemental associations and also the numerological associations. And so the diamonds, and they also have like positions on the body. So because there's a really cool 4-card layout that they use to help with geomancy and stuff like that. So diamonds would be like the head position, and that's also a fire, is the element of fire. And then, oops, so then clubs is like the throat, and so that would be like communication and stuff, and so it's air. Hearts are water, so that was something that was easy for me to get at first, but hearts are water, and also kind of like the heart torso position in the spread, but also has some different attributes because of that. And spades are earth. So for me, this was kind of tricky to understand at first, and I thought about, you know, how the different suits would fit in from my previous understanding. And what I actually came up with was that I really like these elemental connections, because when I think of fire, like there's the 2 colors of suits. There's the black suit and the red suits. So diamonds and hearts being red, and clubs and spades being the black suits. So when I think of fire, I think of red, you know, energy. And so to have it be associated with wands, which is a black suit, that just didn't feel right after I had thought about it and done some meditation on it. So I really kind of, and of course hearts had to be red. In my mind, like hearts are just red and they're water, and I take that for granted completely, and that works in this system, and that's great. And so then the only other red suit is diamonds, and so then it does make sense that that had to be fire. So after I thought about it a while, I was like, yeah, that makes sense that diamonds are fire. But they also symbolize money, which diamonds and money. So that works, and like financial stuff. So then spades made sense to me after I thought about it being an earth card, because this, you know, it looks like the head of a shovel or a spade, and you use a spade to dig into the earth. So that made sense. It also made sense for earth to be a black suit, because earth has that really dark kind of energy. It's not like expansive like fire, would be it's a very like dark, introspective, um, kind of energy. So I felt like, you picture being, if you're surrounded by earth, like it's like kind of a dark, not in a bad way dark, just like a dark feeling. So I did feel like that seemed right, like it being a black suit and an earth, the earth element. And so then, of course, hearts was water and it is a red suit. And then that leaves clubs being the black one, which makes sense. Because it's air, it symbolizes air, and it symbolizes a lot of like communication, but a lot of mental processes, kind of. So it's very almost like internal, introspective. So it being the other black suit kind of made sense to me, as I understand it. So obviously, this isn't a system that I created. This is just how I have understood the system. So that really finally clicked for me, and I really really liked it. I really recommend reading the book. It is really it's really interesting, and it gives a lot of information on the different illustrations. So like this is the Ace of Spades, Terra Incognita, change, and like death. I don't know, you can see the skull on there. So I have two aces together. So that's it's a pretty cool system. So what I'd like to do is kind of go over like my understanding of how I read with it using the system. And if you have a different system that you really like, I'd really like to hear about it, because I just, this one clicked with me so well, but I'm really not familiar with other systems, and it might be interesting to kind of combine things in a way. So what I've started to do is I've started to every day do a reading that involves playing cards and tarot cards. And that has really, for me, given me even deeper insights than reading just tarot cards or just playing cards. It's almost like when you read, like you do a tarot reading, but you pull like some oracle cards and it kind of, the combination of the two like energies gives you a more fuller picture, a fuller picture of the situation. So for me, I found that using playing cards and tarot cards has really been eye-opening for me, because they're two different energies, but they work really well together, I think. Especially I've been using the Thoth tarot, which I'm really loving right now. It is like my one and only at the moment, and yeah, it's great. So that was just kind of an introduction to the system that I've been working with. I'm hoping to do another video with the playing cards and the tarot cards and kind of an example or something. So I'm still working on that. I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now. I have so much going on. But yep, I really recommend this system, but I'd be really interested to hear what other systems are out there, if you have one that you particularly like, and how did you find out about it, and is there a book that's really good too? I'd be really interested to know. So anyway, I will see you around soon, and I hope you're having a great week. Talk to you later.